Sawadee krap. Welcome to All About Thailand by me. Today is the 4th of November and Thailand is reopened on the 1st of November. I would like to give you some heads up about numbers, not really statistics, but let's see the numbers, the arrivals who tested positive, and how the whole thing is going at the moment after just a few days. Let's see, 4,510 arrivals been registered at Suvarnabhumi airport since the 1st of November till the 3rd of November. Only 6 of these 4,510 found infected so far. So this is the 4th day now. So the first 3 days, or actually the data is from the first 2 days. So for that time, that period of time, out of 4,510 arrivals, only 6 being found infected or tested positive for COVID-19. Let's just say, put it that way. That's a very, very low number indeed. So all Thai people who were worried that a foreigner is going to bring in the virus and going to bring new kind of infections or new variants of the virus, hopefully they will calm down a little bit and gonna be more supportive about the idea of the reopening. So out of this 4,510, there was 422 passengers or arrivals who haven't been fully vaccinated or haven't been vaccinated at all, and they chose the state quarantine, alternative state quarantine. That's quite a high number. It's still about 10% of the arrivals, which is it's really fine. So it's fine. And even with full quarantine now since the 1st of November, I don't know if you know, you have to stay only 10 nights in the alternative state quarantine. Of course, if you test positive twice with the RT-PCR test, but it's still much better than 14 nights. On the other hand, if you are fully vaccinated, you spend 1 night in a hotel, in a, I think, SHA plus or government approved hotel, or kind of alternative version of the alternative state quarantine. And if you test negative, then after the first night, off you go, you're free to travel all around Thailand. But let's get back to the numbers and let's see the arrivals, what countries are coming from, and I'm gonna peek a little bit. So the most people came mostly from Japan, Singapore, Qatar, China and Germany. Is it a bit surprising for you? It was a bit surprising for me. I expected it's going to be the United States, United Kingdom, but of course seeing Japan, Singapore or even Qatar, China, these arrivals are probably not solely tourists or coming for tourism purposes, rather than businessmen, business people who has some kind of interest or business in Thailand or with Thai businesses. The only country on the list is Germany, representing Europe, and possibly arrivals from Germany, correct me if I'm wrong, but they are going to be tourists. So they're gonna come to spend money as a tourist in Thailand, and that's what Thai people, or Thai government rather, really wanted to happen. So that's quite nice to see the numbers. Well, 4,500 for 2 days, it's not a lot. Probably it's a bit less than expected, but let's give some time to this whole program because Thailand Pass just rolled out. And by the way, Thailand Pass, I already heard, I watched on the YouTube, also you find comments on the internet. It's a bit of a trouble, still a little bit of a headache. I heard people criticize the website itself, criticize the whole process. There's always some kind of one-way street, some dead end they have to face if you want to apply for this Thailand Pass. So probably it still needs some time. So that was the very thing. If you watch my previous video, I was a little bit worried about like how the whole certificate of entry to transition to Thailand Pass going to go through smoothly, because of course you can implement any kind of new rules, but How are they gonna do this kind of exchange very, very smoothly without affecting people? Well, it didn't happen. It didn't happen, but it was expected. So hands up who thought that it's going to go smooth. All right, but anyway, it's still really, really nice. 4,500 people now visiting Thailand, and if every day we're gonna get thousands more, hopefully the numbers gonna creep up a little bit, because this is not still not skyrocketing numbers. We should be happy the country is open, yet it's still not fully open, and it's still so many restrictions, so many criticism from foreigners side about this whole program, which is, guys, I can hear you. On the other hand, I try to be still positive, and this is a positive thing. Thailand reopened officially, so unfortunately we can't go back to pre-COVID. So nothing is gonna go back, I think, anytime soon. We just have to appreciate what we've got, and this is what we've got at the moment. So I think it's still pretty cool. And oh, I wanted to mention also, if you knew that there are 17 provinces or kind of areas, part of provinces, who applied to be in this program, Thailand reopening program, and the main criteria to get approved as a, I don't know, reopened area or province is to be 50% vaccinated. The population over there has to be vaccinated 50% or over 50%, and 16 out of the 17 provinces completed or fulfilled this 50% limit. The only Changwat, the only province which is still just below 50% is Nong Khai on northeast Thailand near the Lao border. So let's hope they can fulfill this 50%, and they're gonna get the vaccination, and they can. It's not about the vaccination; they can reopen as soon as possible. So I don't talk about vaccination, rather the reopening. Yeah, please reopen the whole country as soon as possible. I would say whatever it takes, but yeah, please just let's go back to normal as soon as possible, right? So let me to check my notes if I wanted to speak about anything else. I've got let's see what the Deputy Prime Minister, Mr. Anutin, had to say, and I'm gonna quote him now. Visitors required to stay only one night in certified hotels that are part of the reopening program are guaranteed to get their RT-PCR COVID-19 test results in one day as promised, and they will be then free to travel if cleared of infection. Fair play, right? So yeah, that's fair enough. It's really, really good. And one more thing, so six passengers or 6 arrivals out of 4,500 tested positive. That's extremely low number compared to, and I remember the Phuket number was just below 1 person. So every 100 passenger, or close to every 100 arrivals arrived in Phuket, they tested 1 person, so 1 of them tested positive, which is also very, very low number. But sandbox arrivals, very, very low, extremely low number. I don't know, I haven't calculated, but 6 out of 4,000, it must be 0.0003%, so very low. So I don't think Thai people has to worry about a foreigner is going to bring a disease or illness in the country. So I think that was all I wanted to talk about. So I just wanted to give you a heads up around how the first few days had gone with this Thailand reopening. My conclusion is it's going well. Numbers are still low, but it can change anytime when people learn the fact that yes, I can apply for Thailand Pass. I can really come. After the first positive feedbacks from tourists who already left quarantine, I think many people gonna get encouraged, and soon we will see tourists in numbers going back to Thailand. Well, that's the dream, and my dream is to get back to Thailand someday soon. So for you, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate your support. Anyone who watched my videos, liked my videos, guys who subscribed, thank you so much, really. please do subscribe. So again, thank you so much for watching. ขอบคุณครับ สวัสดีครับ